Saiva, we understand, the three fast bowlers that played the previous game in Arshdeep Singh, Mohammad Shami, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, they did not come out to practice, nor did Surya Kumar Yadav and Akshar Patel. But the other man that I'm going to talk to you about is Hardik Pandya. Do you reckon that he didn't come out for practice today? Do you reckon that this would be a good game to rest Hardik Pandya? We saw it in the last game. Towards the end of that game, he was having some sort of difficulty running between the wickets, and then we've often seen, we saw it in the Asia Cup as well, that he was rested when India were playing a slightly weaker opposition. So that makes a perfect case, and most likely we may not see Hardik play the next encounter.
Well, if he's got a bit of a niggle, it makes sense to rest him, because the game on Sunday against South Africa is going to be a big game too. So yes, I think anybody who's got a bit of a niggle, you want to keep them a little fresh for the Sunday game. But again, it's a T20 format. You don't want to take any team lightly. I would have liked Mohammad Shami to come and bowl, because he has had very little cricket. And I really think that despite having bowled his overs, 4 overs in Melbourne, I do believe he should have come in and practiced, because that's only good for him. But never mind, he's not there. India has got a fantastic victory. Netherlands might not be as formidable as, say, Pakistan and South Africa. But India can't relax against anybody, particularly in the shortest format of the game.
Saibai makes a very valid point that he would have liked to have seen someone like Mohammad Shami, and that becomes even more important when you consider the fact that India are not going to be practicing a day before the Netherlands game. So they had a practice session today. Majority of the team members were here, including Virat Kohli, who seems to be the man in form, but spent a lot of time in the nets batting today, looked very fluent as well. But they're not going to have a practice session just a day before the game. Of course, the captain is going to come, speak to the media. We'll bring you all those latest reactions. Just going on to that Hardik Pandya point, Sunny, as you said, maybe if he's got a bit of a niggle, it would make a case for him to be rested. What does the Indian team do then to get the balance right? Do you then get another all-rounder, because you need the 6th bowling option, but the other all-rounder that you have at the moment is going to be Deepak Hooda, but then he's a spinner. So how do you manage that? Do you then go in with 3 spinners as your 6th bowling option, or do you look at, no, let's get Harshar Patel, he's handy enough with the bat, and go in and get the balance right that way?
No, I think I would like to see Deepak Hooda in the team, simply because if Hardik Pandya is not there, then you have got Dinesh Karthik coming in at number 5. And that might be just a little bit of a concern, because if early wickets fall down, then you might be just a little bit short of batting. So I do believe that you should bring in Deepak Hooda, let him bat at 5, and then that'll take care of the Hardik Pandya overs, because then Deepak Hooda doesn't have to bowl his full quota of overs. Akshar Patel can bowl his quota of overs, and we will still get 20 overs done.
The other man, Saibai, that I mentioned at the practice today was Virat Kohli. He spent a long time batting in the nets. Many might say that, listen, he's the man in form. Did he really need to go out and practice today? But I guess you'd be able to tell us best. I think batting can be addictive. When you're in good form, you want that ball striking your bat, and maybe that's what Virat is enjoying. He seemed to be enjoying at the practice today as well.
Absolutely. The rhythm is so important. See how many times we've seen a batsman who's been stroking the ball well, and he then gets stuck at the non-striker's end, doesn't get much of the strike, and suddenly when he gets the strike, the fluency is not there. So therefore, it's important for batsmen, particularly when they are scoring runs, to keep on playing, not to have a gap. And that's exactly what Kohli, with all his experience, is bringing to the fore as well. He wants to make sure that the rhythm is there, that cradle movement of the bat is there, the pick-up, the backlift, the head position, everything is right there. And so when the match comes along, he'll be ready for a big innings again.
Anyway, I had a question for you. Just looking at South Africa's game, I know the rules say that you have to have a minimum of 5 overs to ensure that it's a T20 game. But let's take a look at the scenario where the South African team found themselves in. They were 50 plus for no loss in just 3 overs. Now, if you were to take the Duckworth-Lewis system, even for what would have happened after 5 overs, they had gone past the required score after 5 overs. If a team ends up doing that, that means the required runs for the minimum 5 overs have been achieved much earlier. Should there be a scenario where you could still award them a win even though those 5 overs haven't been played?
No, the rules are very clear. A minimum of 5 overs have to be played. So I don't think that's something that should ever be trifled with. The rules are very simple. If 5 overs don't take place, irrespective of what the other team has scored in 4 overs or 4.5 overs or 4.5 overs, it does not matter. The match then is drawn and the points are shared. It's a simple thing. Don't complicate it.
The only argument, Sanjay, for those who may advocate that, okay, let's look at a result, for assuming that the Duckworth-Lewis score in 5 overs or the revised target is, let's say, 50 in 5 overs. If a team achieves that in 3 overs itself and then the game gets washed out, is there a cause then that we could look at? Is there merit in that?
No, 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 no. The rule is very clear, minimum 5 overs. Never mind if the opposition has gone past the required score at 5 overs. 5 overs, if it doesn't take place, that's it. The rules are very clear. The rules are made for a particular reason. And therefore, I don't think we should be looking at, oh, they got more than that, so they should be awarded the match. No.
Okay, it's as emphatic as one could get. As Sunny says, the rules are in place. They've been written for a reason. It's best that we follow that. The other thing, Sunny, and I know I'm going to be talking about the rules because that that particular game came in for a lot of discussion, was the fact that should there be a scenario, for example, you go for a toss and of course you have to declare your 11 before the toss takes place, but let's say the toss takes place and then the game is changed or the game conditions are changed or the game has been reduced to a few overs without a single ball being bowled, should the teams then be allowed to make changes to the playing 11 if a single ball still hasn't been bowled?
Well, then I think if you're looking to consider that, then you'll have to look at the toss being made again. If you allow that, then the toss has to be made again. You can't have a situation where the toss is made, the 11 has been declared, and then, because the toss is generally made half an hour before the first ball is bowled, and in case it starts to pelt down, say about 15 minutes before the game is to start, and then, the match is then thereby reduced to maybe 8 overs, 10 overs, whatever it is, then if you want to change, then the toss has to be done again. Because otherwise it's an advantage to a particular team.
All right.
To know that, look, they are batting second, so they can accordingly pack their team with batsmen. No, then the only alternative I would suggest is maybe to have the toss again.